Well, hello there, and welcome again to Kiwi Steve's Global Kitchen. And where am I? Well, I'm back in Thailand at Jomtien Beach. And what am I cooking today? Well, I'm not cooking Asian, that's for next week, but I'm cooking paneer because it's International Paneer Week. And it's a nice soft texture, and it's made basically out of cow's milk, and very, very tasty. And it's got lots of protein in it. And it's a nice curry, and we're making it with cauliflower in a, how can I put it, a thick coconut sauce. So I think you'll find this very tasty. And have I got a story to tell you about my recent trip with my friend George from Germany when we went to India and catching the bus. We had to catch the bus from Coimbatore all the way up to Ooty, a hill station, but that's for a few minutes. Let us start cooking. We've got to brown the paneer first, and I'm going to brown the cauliflower. So I'll leave a recipe. I'll leave it in the comments for you to follow. And basically, I don't know, half a kilo of paneer and probably a quarter of a cauliflower. But this one's quite small. They have some very small ones here in Thailand. So let's put the paneer on, and so I'm gonna. While I'm doing this first, I need to brown it a little bit. So we get it a little bit brown, and it'll just help everything, and should be very nice. Now, when we were in India, so I suppose I can tell you these stories while I'm cooking this to brown it. But when we were in India, and we've only been back a couple of weeks now, it was a very interesting time, and we had to catch the bus to Ooty. So I decided to ask AI, and by the way, my camera is a special AI adaptation, and I call my AI Mike, and Mike will pan in when I ask Mike to pan in. Mike will go out when I ask him to go out. He's a clever little AI machine. So anytime you feel to pan in, Mike, pan in, and have a look and see what we're doing here. I'll just turn that down a bit because we don't want to burn it. So it's just a quick fry, and then we'll get back to my great story of what happened trying to catch the bus to Ooty. We'll throw the cauliflower in as well. So as you can see, I've put the cauliflower in. We do need to brown it a little bit, gives it a bit more texture, and it makes it a bit firmer when we eat it. So it won't take long. Some of the things I've already pre-prepared, as you can see. We've got turmeric here. I've got cumin seeds. I've got ginger. Then we're going to fry the ginger and the cumin seeds till the cumin seeds start popping. Then they're ready to go. Then we're going to put in the turmeric, and for another about 20 seconds. Then we're going to add it. I've got basically 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of garam masala. Here we have chili powder, Kashmiri chili powder, because that's the best. Gives it a nice colour, and it's got plenty of flavour. And here we have a little bit of coriander powder, but not much. You know why? Because we've got coriander leaves for garnishing. And here we have basically 2 potatoes, which I have blended by hand with coconut milk. So that's going to give it the nice thick texture, and a nice thick viscosity. So I'm sure you're going to find this really nice. I've already tried this once before. And then we're going to just finish it off with a little bit more of the coconut milk. So that doesn't look too bad, starting to brown. Whoops, some of it's escaping. I'll put it back in. It smells very nice already. I'm feeling hungry. Are you feeling hungry? You know, I'm waiting for them to actually design a smell cam. So when you see something like this cooking, you have your smell cam, and you can push the little button, say it's Indian curry or something, and you'll start smelling the same things I'm probably smelling as well. Perhaps I should design that one. So let's take that. I think it's probably getting brown enough. We'll give that a bit of a brown. We'll throw those in there. There we go. Hope I've got enough oil. That's the problem, isn't it? The oil. So now we're going to throw in about a teaspoon of cumin powder and probably another of ginger. Now, I know what you're thinking and you're wondering. Why isn't, or where's the onions and where's the garlic? Well, I'm cooking a different type of for a different type of people today. I'm cooking primarily for vegans or some of my my Hare Krishna friends that don't eat onions. So we have something instead of that. We have what's called asafoetida, and you don't need much. Okay, you basically with asafoetida, or they call it hing in India. What you do is, and it replicates the same flavour as onions. I thought I'd experiment and try this dish. It replicates the same flavour as if you had garlic and onions. So the coriander is starting to pop. So that's fantastic. So now we're going to fold and put in the turmeric. Oh, you know what? Last time I was cooking this, I wasn't watching, and I got turmeric all over my shirt. And I was worried I wasn't going to get it out because a friend gave it to me as a present. And I said, look, I've got turmeric all over the shirt. And she thought, that's not going to come out. But, you know, I got it out. Thank goodness. So, oh, that turmeric, that smells beautiful. So now we're going to put in that little bit of coriander. So we'll put that in next, coriander powder. And we'll come around here to the garam masala. So we've got a teaspoon of garam masala. Let's put that in. Give that a good mix. We'll finish off here with, I'll just wait about a few more seconds yet. Let that cook. And let it all sort of fuse together. So, you know, it's just, if you give it time to cook together, the aroma and the flavour comes out in the heat. So, it's a great story I'm telling, isn't it? But anyway, we're going to get back to the real story soon about my recent Indian travels. So, there we go. We've got the Kashmiri chili powder in there. So we're going to, the coriander leaves, I'm going to put that in last, of course, because that's just a garnish, but it really enhances the dish. So that's now just getting to the point where it's going to start burning. So we're going to slip in the paneer and the cauliflower. Oh, if you could smell this, it's fantastic. Oh, I'm so hungry, I can't wait to eat this. I can't have it now though. I'll have to let it cook, and then I'll get it settled for maybe an hour, turn it back on again, and I'm telling you, this will be the nicest dish that you have ever tasted. Well, for this week anyway. So I'll just let that cook here for a few minutes. Now, we arrived at the bus station, George and I, and anyway I asked AI, I said, what is the station like here now for buses? Because many years ago when I was there and I had to catch a bus, I literally had to run to get onto the bus and fight everybody. And of course the AI, the information I got from ChatGTP, if that's how you explain it, said, oh no, not a problem, things have changed, you'll be fine, it'll be all nice and orderly. Well, I talked to two young ladies and I said, what's it like when the bus comes? Does everyone line up? They said, no, it's a big rush, it's a big charge to get on the bus. I thought, oh my God, surely not again. I'm getting too old for this. So I looked around, I was getting close to the bus was coming. And there were people sort of gathered around, but there weren't many people. And then I looked for George, and George had gone to the toilet. Where was George? I had George's pack, I had my flippin' pack. The bus is arriving. The next thing, out of nowhere, came about 40 young guys, and they were charging for the back of the bus because the ladies hop in on the front. So I thought, what am I going to do? We're not going to get a seat. It's at least a 3-hour trip to get up the hill to get to Uti. 3 hours on a bus. Imagine standing all that time. And there were people standing. So I thought, Steve, there's only one thing to do. Have a flashback to when you were here, when you were in your 30s and 40s. So I saw George coming, so I left his pack, and I had my bag, and I charged at these people, these guys all fighting to get on with my bag. I charged into them, and then I was pushing them aside. I used all my strength. This is why it's good to go to the gym, because you get quite strong. Anyway, so I'm elbowing them, and I'm pushing this one back, pushing that one back. I squeezed up onto the bus. I finally got on, and there was one seat on the back, at the back seat. So at the back there was a place, and there were guys sitting on the back there, and George managed to get on too. So he just got a seat. Some people eventually let him sit down, but otherwise he'd have been standing. But there were people that stood the whole time, all the way to Uti, and you could imagine. Oh, now we need to put in our asafoetida, because I haven't done that yet, because I got too carried away with that story. Anyway, we're going to use. Listen, this is the key with asafoetida, but because I'm using this filler with the coconut, and coconut can have quite a strong flavour, I'm going to use half a teaspoon. Normally you would use maybe just a quarter of that, a very small amount, because it's quite strong. So we're going to put that in. There we go. We've got that. Now, you know what I've got now, don't you? Salt. Because without salt, now can you remember how many times I do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, and no more. There you go. So hopefully we've got enough salt there. It's looking nice and brown, and you know, paneer doesn't need a lot of cooking really. It really doesn't need a lot. But it's looking. Mike, my AI friend, please come and just scan in here and let my dear friends and audience see what I'm cooking here. There we go. Are you feeling hungry? Because I am. I can't wait. Oh, the whole place is going to smell right down the corridor of my condominium. It travels right down, and they're going to think, gosh, there must be about 50 Indians living in that room. But it's only me. So, now, here we go. My pureed potatoes with coconut milk. I've given it time to settle, time to absorb into the potatoes. We're now going to put this on with the paneer. There we go. And I've got to be very careful because we don't want it to burn. So it's quite thick, as you can see. This goes very well with probably a good paratha or some puri maybe, or maybe just some roti or something. But I kind of like it with paratha. Or in India they have one called parota, like paratha, but it's parota. And it's a little bit different, a bit stringy, but very, very tasty. So, we're going to put the rest of the milk in now because we don't want it to burn. Oh, coconut cream / milk, there we go. I'm going to turn it down because we don't want it to burn. And this is where you've got to be very careful, because if you don't keep stirring, I'm telling you, it'll burn very, very quickly. Oh, look at that. I'm telling you, this looks very nice. So I hope you try this, and maybe next week next week I've got an interesting story to do with Thailand. How I thought there was a dead man in a condo room. I walked past, but that's for next time. Was he dead? You'll find out. Now, that's looking pretty good. we'll turn that down, and I'm going to throw a little bit of garnish on that now. There we go, and just put the rest of the spices still on the plate. So we don't want to waste anything, do we? Because it all adds to the flavour. Oh my goodness! You know, I love eating this with actually I love it with Coke Zero, with some ice, with your curry, and I'm sure a lot of Indian folk would probably agree with me. There we go. So there we have it. Come and have a look. Mike, could you please scan in here like a good AI assistant you are? Thank you very much. You're worth every cent I paid for you. There we go. Now, I've turned it down, and I'm just going to leave it now to settle, and probably in about an hour I'm going to reheat it, and it'll be perfect with some rice, or as I said, with some paratha, or a roti. Up to you, whatever you want. So thank you for watching Kiwi Steve's Global Kitchen, and we'll see you next time very soon with my new recipe, Thai green curry. It's going to be worth the taste and worth the watch, because it will be to die for. I'm getting hungry thinking about that now, because I like Thai green curry. Oh, I can't stand it. It's driving me crazy. So anyway, take care. I've got to get into this soon and have my dinner. I can't wait too much longer. So we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.